Hey everybody, what's up? Down here at Lake Louisville, last day of practice here for the Bassmaster Open. Just getting everything ready for the tournament. Gonna start working on tackle here. Got the registration. I got to do a little promo for Bridgeford. Got to do some map work for Fish the Moment later this evening. So just a lot going on right now. But hey, just wanted to give you guys sort of a little overview update of the practice here that I had at Lake Louisville. Sort of my thoughts on how this tournament's going to go down. And this is the first time that I've ever been to Lake Louisville. I've read a little bit about it. I think they've had a couple Bassmaster tournaments down here. A good friend of mine, Brent Chapman, won a Bassmaster Open down here, probably 15 years ago. And that's basically the only information I've got on this place. There's not a lot of tournament information on this place. I tried to do as much research as I could online, just couldn't really find a lot. And spent a lot of time on Google Earth and Navionics studying the lake before I came down here. And I've done that a lot during the practice here too. But this lake it's not real good. I mean, to be honest with you. I mean, I know there's big fish in this place. It's like any lake. Texas has got a lot of big fish in it, in all the lakes. But comparatively speaking to other Texas lakes or other lakes I've been across the country, this is just a pretty tough fishery, particularly this time of year. And when you have this many boats in the tournament. The thing about Lewisville that stands out to me more than anything else is that there's a tremendous amount of dead water on this lake. The water visibility is pretty uniform. It's pretty stained. You've got anywhere between 4 inches visibility to maybe 12 inches in some places. But the thing about Lewisville, which in my opinion makes it a really tough lake, is that even though the lake's 20-some thousand acres, which is a very small lake to have a Bassmaster Open on, it's basically sucked down to like 5,000 acres of really good water on the lake. And that water is getting a lot of fishing pressure. It's getting a lot of people rolling into there. It's real obvious when you run past it what looks good. And from that standpoint, it just makes the fishing real tough. There's a lot of white bass in this lake, and anytime you have a lake that's really full of white bass, that sort of limits a lot of the water that you can fish that the largemouth prefer, sort of limits some techniques. But the main thing about this is the good cover is just at a premium. You don't have a lot of good looking cover here. And whether it be creeks, main lake, whatever like that, there's just little bitty pieces of good looking stuff here and there that the fish are going to get on. One of the big sleepers in this tournament, and it's a sleeper every tournament moving forward, is the live scope. And some of the guys that maybe have found something off the bank a little bit. I don't mean like in deep water, but I mean off the bank in like 5 to 15 foot of water. I see a lot of guys looking at their live scope here. It's just amazing anymore. You go down and you'll watch somebody fish, and even if they're fishing docks or whatever, they're looking at that dang live scope all the time. So I can see it changing fishing right in front of me, but there could be some options going on for that. The thing about Lewisville that makes it tough, in my opinion, is there's no water on the banks here hardly. I mean, even if you pull up to a good looking stretch, it's only a foot or two deep for like 10, 15 feet off the bank, and then it drops off flat, sandy stuff with not much cover on it. So there's just not a lot of good habitat for bass here. From that standpoint. But given that, I mean, even though that, I'm complaining about it a little bit, there's still fish here. I mean, I haven't been getting a lot of bites, but I've got a few quality bites since I've been here. And so I've sort of been mentally pre-fishing a lot of the places that I want to fish. Since I know it's going to be a tough tournament, I haven't gotten into an area and really pounded it thoroughly. But tomorrow, a lot of it has to do with the boat draw. I've got a couple areas that I think have some potential, but they're attracting a lot of attention too. So a lot of it just depends on the draw in this tournament and if you can get there first or not. But another big factor we have in this practice is the wind. It's supposed to blow 30 miles an hour tomorrow. You have got to use a 30-mile-an-hour wind to your advantage. It creates some situations that normally wouldn't exist. So since I haven't had like the most stellar practice, I'm going to really sort of, you know, try to capitalize on that win tomorrow and use it to my favor and use it to my advantage as much as I can. But a lot riding on this tournament for me. Like I said, 13th place for the Elite Series points. You know, if I can get a good finish here, that'll move me up into the top 10 going into the last tournament at Lake in a couple weeks. You know, puts me in position to have a shot at it. So, you know, I need to come out of here with a good finish. I'm going to mix it up, a couple of different things I'll share with you in the video that I'm filming for Fish the Moment. I'm filming all my practice, all my tournament here, and I've got everything, you know, pretty much, you know, documented to show you guys after the tournament. Don't want to give away too much at this point. You never know what's going to pay off, but basically I'm just fishing shallow, fishing my strengths, you know, which I like to do. And, you know, and I've had some pretty good success in Texas. You know, I've made a lot of top 10s down here. I almost won the Bassmaster Megabucks tournament on White Rock Lake, which is in Dallas, close to here. So I'm pretty familiar with Texas fishing in the fall. Sort of feel like I know what I need to look for. But anyway, that's the report from here. Think it's going to be a grind. I don't expect this tournament. I don't expect to come to the weigh-in tomorrow and say, "Man, they smoked them." Most tournaments that I go to, I underestimate what they're going to catch here, and I'm sure there'll be some decent bags. But overall, I think the field's going to struggle. One prediction I'll make in this tournament is I bet that 75% of the field does not catch a limit tomorrow or either day of the tournament. I think about 25% of the field is going to catch a 14-inch 5-fish limit each day. I think it's that tough, and if they don't, it'll really surprise me. But anyway, going to get back to working on everything. Like I said, thanks for watching the video, tuning in. If you like the video, share it and like it. You know, that really helps out that whole algorithm deal. Appreciate that. And we'll check in later in the week and let you know how the tournament's going. See y'all later.